I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
We'll pay whatever it takes.
Come to chat with an old woman, hmm? Do your good deed for the day.
How do you
Size
feel?
on my own.
I think you might
Why
be
don't you
sick.
swallow that stubborn pride of yours and ask Yorland Greymane for help?
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak. Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Good afternoon.
Have it your way. I'll take the job, but don't expect a miracle.
Do you get to the Cloud District very often? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't. Oh, it took years, but I earned my way to the top. I own Chilfaro Farm, you see. Very successful business, obviously.
Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy. More inside. Aye, that I do. I've got to, if I hope to be as good as Yorland Greymane someday. In fact, I just finished my best piece of work. It's a sword. I made it for the Jarl, Balgroof the Greater. It's a surprise. I don't even know if he'll accept it, but... Listen, could you take the sword to my father, Proventus Avenici? He's the Jarl's steward. He'll know the right time to present it to him. Thanks. Plenty. I'd say we're prosperous enough. Most folk don't go hungry, if they're willing to work hard. The city's ruled by the Jarl up in Dragon's Reach. That's the fortress there, up on the tall hill. But you're probably more interested in your Vasker, Mead Hall of the Companions. Their deeds of war and valor are legendary. Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
I work with my mother to sell fruits and vegetables. It's fun most days, but hard work.
Well met, kinsman. What brings you to Whiterun? Truly? By sure, this city could use more like you. Best head up to Dragon's Reach then, and see the Jarl. He's Lord of Whiterun, and can set you on the path. Aye, that I do. Half all my life. We Battleborns have been here since the beginning, along with the Greymanes. Our family's been closest kin for generations, but Ulfric Stormcloak's uprising has divided us. Now, seems we can scarce look at each other without coming to blows. Petty and foolish, that. They are saying dragons have returned to Skyrim. Now that's a real problem. Ain't sure if they're taking on new members, but you should talk to the companions. They're over in their hall, Jorvaskr. If by work, you mean testing your steel in bloody battle. Ah, the most important question of all, that one. You'll want the bannered mare. See old Hulda. She'll keep you swimming in mead. But mind the bard, Mikael. Poncy little milk drinker, that one. Ah, man gives bards a bad name. We Nords have a long history as warrior poets. I am proud to count myself among them. But Mikael, he sings only for gold and the affections of wenches. He dishonors our traditions. May your sword be sharp, and your tongue sharper.
Thinking of settling in?
Life's hard enough
There's a
with all
house
these
for
men
sale. Breeze
propositioning
Hall.
me.
You
But
should
that
talk to the
bard
steward
is the
up in
worst.
keep if you're interested.
That bard Mikael is begging for a dagger up against his throat, the way he goes on about me. I heard him boasting at the Bannered Mare, saying he'll conquer me as a true Nord conquers any harsh beast. Huh! If you want to try, go right ahead. I don't think anything will get through that thick skull of his, though. You've got no idea. Half the men in Whiterun have proposed to me. Some were even single. They'll never understand. No amount of flowers or honeyed words are going to change my mind. Right now, all that matters is my daughter Mila. No man's going to get between me and my little girl. Remember, fresh fruit and vegetables every day.
No offense, but you're not looking so good. Are you feeling ill? Oh yes. Hunting is my great passion. That's why my brother and I opened a shop to sell hunting supplies. It's the Drunken Huntsman, down by the main gate. He tends the store, and I've got this stall. Good hunting.
What's the matter?
Spare a
You
coin
can't
for a
stand
fellow
beside
lord
a
who's down on
strong
his
Nord
luck.
woman?
So you
I
can
miss
spend
the
it on
days when
drinks
the
at the
Greymanes
Bannered
and
Mare.
Battleborns got
If
along.
it's food you need,
Ever
ask for
since
that
the war
instead.
started, we've been at each
Never
other's
you
throats.
mind then. I'll find a more charitable soul.
That's what I thought. There's nothing a man can do that I can't do better. Whether it's serving drinks or slaying trolls.
I ain't done nothing. Only if I can help it. But damn if I ain't almost sober. Hey, in the Bannered Mare, there's this bottle of Argonian ale. Then we got nothing more to talk about. Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart. Sure, whatever.
Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions. Everything's for sale, my friend. Everything. If I had a sister, I'd sell her in a second. Interesting, to say the least. What with all that's been going on the one hand, supplies are harder to come by since fewer traders are traveling the roads these days. But on the other, the scarcity of supplies has led to some, well, elevated prices. All that matters is that I have what you need, and it's worth every septum. Isn't it obvious? By the wonderful weather and hospitable people, of course. Not to mention my great fondness for dragons and petty political power struggles. But without a doubt, the most compelling feature of this frozen wasteland is the volley of inane questions leveled at me on a regular basis. Do come back.
Foolish old woman. You know nothing. Nothing of our struggles, our suffering.
Nothing. And what of my son, What of Thorald? Is he nothing? So don't talk to me about suffering.
Your son chose his side, and he chose poorly, and now he's gone. Such is the way of war. The sooner you accept his loss, the better.
I will never accept his death. My son still lives. I feel it in my heart. So tell me, Battleborns, where is he? Where are you holding my Thorald?
Mock the town beggar like everyone.
Do you believe
but
this
I've got
old
the right to brag,
hat?
don't I? I ain't hurting anyone.
Holding
Make
him?
it quick, Ted.
Why,
I
I've
want
got
you
him in
stink
my
driving my
cellar.
customers
He's
away.
my prisoner.
For God's
Finest
smile on
Face
them
it,
show
from the
charity.
wilds.
Your stupid
Best you
son's
remember
dead.
that.
He died a storm-cloaked traitor. And you best keep your mouth shut before you suffer the same.
Come on, Father. There's nothing more to be said here.
All I can think about is my son, my Thorald. They say that he was killed, but I know better. I know my son is alive.
Greymane or Battleborn? Then I say, well met, friend. I could tell you were a sharp one the moment I laid eyes on you. More bad blood between the houses. Fralya is convinced our family is somehow at fault for the loss of their son. There's no reasoning with these people anymore. Long live the Empire.
You look awful. Better not get me sick. Just one more thing the Greymanes want to blame on others. It's not my fault they turned their backs on the Empire, or their mule of a son raised arms against it. And yet, they want to heap the fault on my family's good name? Ah! Uncivilized pelt-wearing axe-draggers. It's a wonder they don't still live in a cave like those ancestors they keep boasting about. It's true, the Vignar Greymane and his lot are one of Whiterun's oldest and, depending on who you ask, most respected clans. I don't dispute that. But it's one thing to take pride in your lineage, and another to cling blindly to the past. What they call honor and tradition, I call ignorance. Battleborn is a name out of legend, sung in the songs of old and heard in deeds of valor for 100 generations. For Clan Battleborn they cry in the mead halls, first into the fray and last to quit their ale. We've got honor, wealth, and titles too. Aye, and buxom women to warm your bed on a cold Skyrim night. Now, if that don't answer your question, then no words will. Money, you laggard. What else? It always comes down to coin. The Greymanes have deep roots in Whiterun, but so do we. Difference is, we're rich. And Vignar hates it. Oh, and they hate it too. All their big talk of pride and honor. And what have they got to show for it? Beggars' rags and stale bread. We've got the same pride, same honor, and we've got wealth. No wonder they envy us. You watch yourself out there.
I'd be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of meat.
All I can think about is my son, my Thord. Those Battleborn, they're in with the Imperials. They know it too, and yet they lie to my very face.
The finest cuts, fresh from the wilds.
It's not wise to discuss it here. Please, if you truly wish to help, meet me at my home. I'll tell you the whole story.
Tired of bread and stew? Had enough of fish and fowl? Treat yourself and your kids?
You've been a good friend to me. That means something.
Don't take this the wrong way, but you look a little sickly. Before my ma and Da passed, I told them that one day, I'd become the best trader in Skyrim. I met one of the caravan leaders, Madron. He said he'd help me get started if I could bring him a mammoth's tusk. Easier said than done.
The finest cuts, fresh from the wilds.
You'd do that? If you find one, I could teach you a thing or two about trading. Help you get a fair bargain in the future? About the same as everyone else? They're the catfolk of elsewhere. Great warriors, good traders. Way I hear it, elsewhere ain't nothing like Skyrim. It's got tropical forests and dusty badlands. It sounds awful. Yeah, these Khajiit make a living traveling the roads and selling their wares. It's got to be tough. Skyrim's a hard enough land when you've got a roof over your head. Worst thing is, nobody wants them in the cities. Nobody trusts them. Reputation mostly. A lot of Khajiit turn to smuggling and thievery to get by. A few bad apples spoil the bunch. You know how it is. Farewell.
Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
Maybe some other time I'll reveal your destiny. Hmm? Tea leaves, palm reading, crystal scrying. Maybe preparing.
waiting. The insufferable waiting. What is it?
Battleborn, give me your money.
I don't have any money.
You better give me 5 septims right now or I'm gonna bloody your nose. 10 septims tomorrow, baby Battleborn, or I'm gonna bloody your nose and your lip.
No, please! I really don't have any money, Braith. I'll give you 10 septims tomorrow. Just don't hit me. It's no fun getting pushed around all the time. Well, I used to sneak out at night and try to tip over the big ox in the Greymane's yard. And me and Mila used to climb up on the roof of Dragon's Reach and look for birds' eggs. But I don't do that stuff anymore. Father keeps catching me and then I get in trouble. Until next time.
What are you looking at? I'm not boys, girls, stupid Lars, Battleborn. I fight him almost every day.
My friend Olava, the
So
seer,
you don't fight back.
she says things will get better for me once I start sticking up for myself. Bye.
I know your family's...
God's bless you, healer.
Welcome, child. This is the Temple of Kinnareth. The Gildegreen outside was planted as a seedling in the early years of Whiterun. Disciples of Kinnareth could sense something holy in it, and traveled far to hear the winds of the goddess in its branches. Of course, not as many pilgrims these days. Grace of Kinnareth be with you.
Civil war, as is all of Skyrim. I swear it will consume us all.
Now, my friend, you must look on the bright side. If soldiers storm the city, there's a good chance your husband may get killed.
When you put it like that, it certainly puts things into perspective. But enough wallowing. And thank you, Danica. Looking for my husband, Nazim? Check the Jarl's backside. That's usually where he stuffs himself these days.
Welcome, child. Indeed. The temple here in the city is my charge. The goddess's divine blessings have no doubt helped make Whiterun a thriving and prosperous city. After all, it is she who brings rain to our crops and fair weather on the harvest days. Somewhat, yes. At first it seemed a distant thing, heard only in the idle speech of guards and traders. When the wounded soldiers began to return from battle, I did what I could to help them. As more of the sick and injured came to the temple, my work as a healer became more important than my duties as a priestess. I wish only an end to the fighting, so that I can tend to the temple once more.
Pain is already easing.
Travel great Skyrim, and Kinnareth travels with you.
Need something?
Welcome, child.
Mister, could you spare just 1 gold? I'm so hungry.
Walk among the stars! But you were once man, and as man you have come. Hello, my friend. If you seek knowledge about mighty Talos, you have most certainly come to the right person. In mortal life, Talos was a Nord, possessed of unmatched tactical skill, limitless wisdom, and the power to see into men's hearts. Talos mastered the power of the voice, and with it he united the lands of men into a great empire. In southern lands, he was known by the name Tiber's Septim, here in Skyrim, we honor him by his proper Nord name. So great was his reign in life. When he ascended to the heavens, he was made Lord of the Divines. If you want to know more, I'm sure you can find any number of tomes on the subject. Because the so-called Emperor is a coward. That's right, I said coward! Oh yes, he agreed to banish the worship of Talos at the tip of an Aldmeri sword. They called it the White Gold Concordat. Well, I call it blasphemy. A true son of the Empire would never have turned his back on our greatest hero. Not at any price. Well, let me tell you something, friend. Cyrodiil is a long way from here, and in Skyrim, we will never forsake mighty Talos. Let them come. I have no fear, for Talos is my ally, and I am his prophet. His word is upon my lips, his voice in my throat. I breathe now in royalty and
Once I've made enough money trading with the Khajiit caravans, I'm going to buy the bannered mare from Hulda. Farewell.
For I love you! I love.
Let me know if you see anything you like. You look rather pale. Could be ataxia. It's quite a problem back home in Cyrodiil. Of a sort. I don't have formal training in the Restoration School, but something just as good. Within these walls, I have all that I need to brew a potion for nearly any ailment. If I had a septum for every case of rock joint or whitbane I've cured since I opened this shop, I'd be a rich woman indeed. Why? Because I'm a proud citizen of the Empire? Because the Stormcloaks only want Nords in Skyrim? The Stormcloaks can rot in oblivion for all I care. I've lived in this city for 20 years. 20! Come back anytime if you need a remedy.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
My favorite drinking buddy. Let's get some
If it's
beer.
work you need, how about chopping up some wood for the fires? I assume you saw the Gildergreen? Big tree all burnt up in the middle of the Wind District? It's part of the Temple of Kinnareth. People want Danica to do something about it, but I don't know what they expect. Magic is for the weak. Elves, I mean. They keep to that college in Winterhold. They know their place. Of course, there is Farengar. He might be the Jarl's wizard, but at least he's a Nord. People say there is someone in Riften that can change your face. Make you look completely different.
This is a local favorite.
Do you believe that?
One of the first songs I ever learned. Ragnar the Red.
Of course. It's all in this note.
Once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding to Whiterun from old Rorikstead.
If it's work you're looking for, Hulda's the one to talk to. Depends. Are you thirsty? Hungry? Both.
But then he went quiet.
Now please, no more questions.
Shield maiden Matilda who said, "Oh, you talk and you lie and you drink all our mead. Now I think it's high time that you lie down and bleed." And so
The
they
security
came
in
crashing and
Whiterun is
slashing
terrible.
as the brave
Shameful
huntsman
is what
Matilda
it is.
charged in full of zeal. And the braggart named Ragnar was boastful no more. His ugly red head rolled around on the floor.
If you need more food or drink, speak to Hulda.
We drink to our youth.
I've got a
till
hungry daughter
days
to
come
feed,
and
so
gone.
selling my produce
For
is
the
really the
age
only
of
thing I can.
aggression is just about done.
I ain't
Huh?
done nothing.
Adrian, at her forge, just outside. Place is named after her. War Maidens. It's a childhood nickname given by her father. What I hear, she was playing with swords even back then. Anyway, our wares are strong and the price is fair. What else matters? We'll have to have a pint together sometime,
Children of
you and me.
Skyrim, and we fight all our lives. And when Sovngarde beckons, every one of us dies. But
Yes?
this land is ours.
The guards in
and we'll
this city
see
are all
in white
lazy and undisciplined.
of the scourge
Things need
that
to
has
change.
sullied our hopes and our dreams.
Commander Caius. Walks around Dragon's Reach like a preening rooster.
If
I
it's a
could do
lady
this
you're looking
job
for,
fine.
you best look elsewhere. Once Mikhail gets them, they're got. Carlotta put you up to this, didn't she? I'm sorry, but that fiery widow is mine. She just doesn't know it yet.
Sadia, dear? Yes, Mom?
I don't have to
Don't
take that
forget
from
to
you.
polish those glasses later.
Yeah.
Somebody
Come on, let's see what you're made of.
Kill him! Something!
I'm getting out of here.
Don't let him get away with this!
You're a disgrace to your own kind.
Fight! Fight!
You know how to throw a punch, I'll give you that. You win. On my honor, Carlotta won't have to worry about me ever again. I work for Belethor. Come by Belethor's shop at the market. I'm sure we've got something you need.
I've got a hungry daughter to feed. Really? You convinced that lute player to stop chasing me? I'd thank the gods, but I'll settle for thanking you. Here's some coin for your help. All right, then.
Yes.
Want to hear a little Nord wisdom? You don't really know a woman till you had a strong drink and a fist fight with her. Think you can go blade to blade with me? You'd be dead in 6 seconds. And why not? I could beat anyone in this city, barehanded. 100 gold says I knock your hide to the ground. Just fists. No weapons, no magic, no crying. Let's go. Come on. Well, well. Another maggot to squash beneath my boots. I'll have your head!
Who taught you to fight? Keep those hands up!
Come on, show me what you've got. Now that's what I call a punch. You got me. You're no liar. Best fight I've had in years. There you are. If you ever need another blade at your side, just ask. Wouldn't mind seeing how you handle a few trolls.
Need something?
Mister, could you spare a coin? Oh, thank you. Divines, bless your kind heart. All right, then.
Need something?
I enjoy this work well enough, but of course, it's all in this note. What can I get you? The companions? In Jorvaskr? They're recruiting new members from what I hear. Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter. Hungry, tired, or just plain thirsty? Sure thing, it's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room, right this way.
Need something?
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
The security in Whiterun is terrible. Shameful.
You're the best. Can you be my father?
I work for Bellathor at the general goods store.
What's the matter?
I ain't
You
done
can't stand beside of a strong Nord woman?
We are one. There you ascended, and the eight became nine. You walk among us. What would you have me do then? Nothing?
My lord, please. This is no time for rash action. I just think we need more
What's the
information.
meaning of this interruption? Jarl Balgrup is not receiving visitors.
Who's this then?
As House Carl, my job is to deal with all dangers that threaten the Jarl or his people. So you have my attention. Now explain yourself. You know about Helgen? The Jarl will want to speak to you personally. Approach.
So, you were at Helgen. You saw this dragon with your own eyes? By Ysmir, Irileth was right. What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue to trust in the strength of our walls? Against the dragon?
My lord, we should send troops to Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger. If
The
that
Jarl of
dragon is
Falkreath
lurking in the
will
mountains...
view that as a provocation. He'll assume we're preparing to join Ulfric's side and attack him. We should not...
Enough! I'll not stand idly by while the dragon burns my hold and slaughters my people. Irileth, send a detachment to Riverwood at once.
Yes, my Jarl.
If you'll excuse me, I'll return to my duties.
That would be best. Well done. You sought me out on your own initiative. You've done Whiterun a service, and I won't forget it. Here, take this as a small token of my esteem. There is another thing you could do for me. Suitable for someone of your particular talents, perhaps. Come, let's go find Farengar, my court wizard. He's been looking into a matter related to these dragons and rumors of dragons. Farengar, I think I found someone who can help you with your dragon project. Go ahead and fill him in with all the details.
So the Jarl thinks you... Well, when I say fetch, I really mean delve into a dangerous ruin in search of an ancient stone tablet that may or may not actually be there. Straight to the point, eh? No need for tedious hows and whys. I like that. Leave those details to your betters, am I right? I, learned of a certain stone tablet said to be housed in Bleak Falls Barrow. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself. A prospective student, are you? Well, I'm afraid I'm not much good at teaching. You should try your luck at the College of Winterhold. Sadly, no. My work affords me few opportunities for such an adventure. Perhaps some hero will bring one to Dragon's Reach, like old Olaf One-Eye once did. What a fascinating conversation that would be. I believe I am, yes. Technically speaking, of course. The city is also home to a priest, priestess, an alchemist, and I'm sure others who practice. Ah, that reminds me. Speaking of alchemists, I have some frost salts for Arcadia. She asked me to obtain them for one of her potions. Would you be so kind as to deliver the frost salts for me? I'm sure Arcadia will provide some form of recompense. Good. You're clearly better suited than I am to carry out such a menial task. An old tomb, built by the ancient Nords, perhaps dating back to the Dragon War itself. Ah, maybe you just want to know how to get there. It's near Riverwood, a miserable little village a few miles south of here. I'm sure some of the locals can point you in the right direction once you get there. Well, must preserve some professional secrets, mustn't we? Ah, student of the craft. You'll need to start by learning an enchantment. Take an enchanted weapon or piece of armor, then use the arcane enchanter to learn its secrets. The item is destroyed in the process, so be wary. Once you know an enchantment, you'll need a filled soul gem and something to enchant. You'll use the arcane enchanter for that too. Of course, I have everything you need for sale if you have the coin. I'm not surprised you've never heard of it. Even I used to think it was just a myth. But not anymore. The Dragon War was a real event, although only the barest glimmer of the actual events has come down to us. Far back in the Mythic era, the dragons were worshipped as gods in Skyrim. Many of the monumental ruins that still dot the landscape were in fact built as temples to the dragons. The details are lost, but at some point, the Nords rebelled. After a long and terrible war, the Nords overthrew their dragon overlords. Oh no, many were killed, of course, but many survived into historical times. Why, this very palace was built by one of Balgroof's ancestors to hold a captive dragon. Hence its name, Dragon's Reach. Sadly, no. Perhaps some hero will bring one to
This
Dragon's
is a priority
Reach,
now.
like old Olaf One-Eye
Anything we
once
can
did.
use to fight this dragon.
Off to Bleak Falls Barrow with you. The Jarl is not a patient man.
Before it's too late.
Neither am I. Come. Of course, Jarl Balgroof. You seem to have found me an able assistant. I'm sure he will prove most useful.
Succeeded
I thought you were already on your way to Bleak. If I said that was a
White
tedious
Run will be
question,
your
would you be smart enough to know what I meant? As long as I'm left alone to Now, I'm a busy man, and your pointless questions are boring me
May the
terribly.
gods watch over
Good
your
day.
battles, friend.
The Jarl is, as you can imagine, very busy. Perhaps I can assist you. Of course. It's all in this note. The task of steward is more important than you realize. The Jarl often asks for my invaluable counsel. From Adrian? Ah, this must be that weapon for the Jarl. Poor girl. So eager to prove herself. I'll present it to Balgruuf when his mood is agreeable. Thank you. Please, take these few coins for services rendered. That is an old tale. Long ago, there lived a mighty hero of the Nords, Olaf One-Eye. Olaf did battle with a fearsome dragon named Numenex. The struggle between Olaf and the dragon culminated in a mighty duel atop Mount Anthor, with Olaf the victor. Olaf returned in triumph to Whiterun. By his decree, the city's keep was rebuilt as a prison for Numenex. And so, from that time until this, our great keep has been called Dragon's Reach. Ah, splendid. Our fine city has a proud history, and I'm happy to share what I know. The history of Whiterun begins with Jorrvaskr, the Hall of the Companions. For a long time, it was the only building on the mountain. As time passed, a thriving community sprang up around Jorrvaskr, as was common with mead halls. Today, Whiterun is the jewel of Skyrim. I can say without boast that it is the greatest city in all the holds. Well, there are 3 of them, arranged in 3 tiers, as you may have noticed. The Plains District is so named because it's the closest of the 3 to the plains that surround the city. The inn and marketplace are found there. Most of the city's residents live in the Wind District, which is the middle of the 3. Dragon's Reach occupies the highest, which we call the Cloud District. From here, the Jarl can see all that goes on within his city. Enjoy your visit to Dragon's Reach.
What is it that you need? No doubt, he thought it was the only way to make his point. And also, because he knew he could. If it's the war you're referring to, no doubt General Tullius and his friends in the Empire will tell you that I owe them my loyalty. Ulfric Stormcloak would say that I owe my allegiance to the Nord people as they fight for Skyrim's independence. Perhaps this is also true. The day might come when I am forced to draw my sword for one side or the other. But that day has not come yet. With good planning and constant vigilance. Even now, my court wizard, Farengar, continues his research into ways we might drive back these terrors. We must also have ample reserves of water to combat the fires that will surely spread after an attack. But our greatest weapon? Courage. For if we cannot kill the beast, we must at least have the tenacity to drive it back. Until brave heroes step forward to destroy these monsters, that is the best we can do. Now, if you don't mind, I've got a city to keep.
What is it? Dragons?
It's a shame, isn't it? The Gildergreen, yes. It's a bit of an eyesore at the moment. More of a problem for the pilgrims than for me, but not many of them around anymore. To the east of here is a hidden grove where the Eldergleam resides. It's the oldest living thing in Skyrim, maybe all of Tamriel. Our tree here in the city was grown from a cutting of that tree. You can still feel the glory of the mother tree through it. Even its name is an echo. I've thought about that. Trees like this never really die, they only slumber. I think if we had some of the sap from the parent tree, we could wake up its child. But even if you could get to the Eldergleam, you couldn't tap it. Not with any normal metal. If you want to help, you'll need something to cut into it. You'll have to deal with the hag ravens. I've heard about the weapon they've made for sacrificing Spriggans. It's called Nettlebane. The hags terrify me, or I would have gone after it myself. Your spirit is strong. Kinnereth's winds will guide your path. It's held in a hagraven nest called Orphan Rock.
Mister, could you spare a coin? Just 1 gold? It's what Brennan said I should do. He's the only one that's been nice to me since Mama. Since she died. My aunt and uncle took over our farm and threw me out. Said I wasn't good for anything. I wound up here, but I don't know what to do. I miss her so much. Really? Do you have a place I could live? Oh, well. Thanks anyway, I suppose.
What then? To the elves?
Tell me, do you believe in mighty Arche, god of life and death? I'm glad to know that, because I need your help. You see, I've lost something precious. My amulet of Arche. It's the source of my divine powers and also a sacred badge of office. I misplaced it in the catacombs. I'd looked for it, but I have been hearing noises down there. I fear the dead have become restless. Without that amulet, I'm powerless to confront them. Would you be willing to search for it? I'll just wait here and make sure nothing foul escapes the catacombs. The blessing of Arche be upon me. I spend so much time among the dead, I sometimes forget how much I miss the company of the living. Oh, thank Archay! Please, take this gold for your troubles. The blessing of Archay be upon you.
It's no fun getting pushed around all the time. My friend Olava, the seer, she says things will get better. Yes, Braith bullies me all the time. All the elders think I'm a milk drinker because I can't fight. Nobody understands. If you can get Braith to leave me alone, I'll be your best friend. Forever. I'll pay you 2. My whole life savings. 2 septims. Oh, good. She'll listen to you. I just know it. Until next time.
I work with my What are you looking at? I'm not afraid of you, you know. Even if you... Hey, you want to play a game? Figures. You elders are always so boring. You'll never find me here. Yeah? Why? Okay, I'll leave him alone. I was just kidding around. Besides, if he'd only kiss me, I wouldn't have to beat him up all the time. We done?
The Jarl has finally agreed to send you back to Riverwood.
Yes, Housecarl. We'll leave immediately.
It's just us against the dragon? Is that it?
I can't afford this.
Come to Olava for a reading, did you? Sorry, Papa. I'm not quite
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. You look rather pale. Could be ataxia. Ah, splendid, splendid. It's for a special brew I'm working on. A love elixir like none other. Maybe I'll test it on Farengar first. Oh, but I suppose you expect some compensation. Here. These potions should suffice. Come back anytime if you need a remedy.
I work with my mother to sell fruits and vegetables. It's fun most days.
Need something? Balgrup and I share a battle bond. We met as youths and forged our friendship in the fires of war. When he became Jarl, I insisted on serving as his protector. He had no cause to argue. Gods, you are curious. Almost. I am charged. Powerful men have many enemies. Oh yes, there have been attempts on the Jarl's life. More than one would-be assassin has met his end at the tip of my blade. Take your pick. Dragons, Stormcloak assassins, ambitious and unscrupulous nobles. Sometimes I think his own children want him dead. And those are just the physical threats. Assaults on his sanity are another matter entirely. Every day he deals with obsequious functionaries and incompetent bureaucrats. Sadly, I'm not allowed to eliminate them. Well, not yet anyway. I've got my eyes on you.
Heard about
Looking
you
for my
and your
husband,
honeyed
Nazim?
words.
Check the Jarl's backside. That's usually where he stuffs himself these days.
The waiting. The insufferable waiting. Need a blade? You should talk to Adrian at the forge.
Oh, it took years, but I earned my way to the top. I own Shilfaro Farm, you see. Very successful business.
You're someone who can get things done. I like that. Look Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage? Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
What's the matter? You can't stand the sight of a strong Lord woman?
Got a lot of steel to shape. The Skyforge? Aye, my clan fathers have worked it since the first Greymanes came to Whiterun. Skyforge steel is all the companions will use, for good reason. By Izmir, are you thick, or just too new to know better? The companions are the oldest, most honored band of warriors in Skyrim. Whiterun was built around their hall, Jorvaska. Don't reckon they could use you, but stranger things have happened. Why? Who says I have to be? Skyforge steel is my art and honor. The companions need the best, so they come to me. You blind, boy? I'm a blacksmith. Any halfwit could see that. Gods be praised. Mm-hmm.
Will rule Skyrim forever!
I work with my mother, sell fruits and vegetables. It's fun most days.
Staying safe, I hope.
Need a horse? Talk to my father, Skolvar.
You look tired, friend. The Bannered Mare has beds for rent.
Do you get to the Cloud District very often?
You tried
Oh, what am I
mercenary work?
saying? Of course
It
you
might
don't.
suit you. My Sapphire doesn't like that I've been spending so much time looking for my father's old sword. He fed his entire family with the gold he made using that weapon. I'm not about to let it gather dust in some thief's trophy room. I tracked it to a group of bandits nearby, but I'm no fool. I'd need the Whiterun guards or maybe hire the companions to get it. I don't know why I'm saying this, but if you find it out in your travels, I'd be grateful to you. No, friend, that I'm not. But I get along with your kind well enough. No, I'm a Red Guard. My family hails from the Imperial Province. But I left home when I was just a lad. Been wandering ever since. If you find that sword, please bring it to me.
Well met, kinsman.
Got something for just about everybody in here. Give up everything. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that. Do come back.
Well met, Trap.
Damn Stormcloak rebels.
Sometimes I miss the soldier's life, but when I hold my daughter in my arms, I know I made the right choice.
Got the fleetest steeds in all of Skyrim. None of 'em's older than 9, and the youngest is 6. Now the horse I got for sale is 7 years old, but in fine health. She's got a lot of spirit, that one. We've taken to calling her Queen Aufsiger, or just Allie for short. I expect you can name her anything you like, once she's yours. Of course. Ride strong. Man like you needs a war horse, I reckon. Suppose so. Got one all saddled if you've got the coin. Suit yourself. Aye.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Let me guess. Someone stole your sweet robe.
We're here to teach you a lesson.
Listen to your mind. They think they don't belong to you. Son of a... Just a scratch! You ready to die today, huh? Let's see do your worst. Close. You think you can take it? Victory is yours. I submit.
happened?
Whatever you need. Buy, blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs. Until next time.
You picked a bad time to get lost, friend. I'll bury you! time to end this little game. Go ahead, try and fight back! I'll rip your heart out!
Help me! Help!
You! Over here! You did it. You killed it. Now cut me down before anything else shows up. Yes, the claw. I know how it works. The claw, the markings, the door in the Hall of Stories. I know how they all fit together. Help me down and I'll show you. You won't believe the power the Nords have hidden there. Does it look like I can move? You have to cut me down first. Help me out! Get me down! Get me down! Ah! It's coming loose. I can feel it. You fool.
Why never should have come here.
Ah!
Kill!